Hello and welcome to AC Beach Yoga. I'm Ashley, and today I'm sharing my go-to pre-run session with you. So pre-run prep is so important, and we're going to go ahead and get started in Savasana pose. Extend your legs out, just let your body relax. Let your torso just sink into the earth. Let your legs relax, release any tension in your hip flexors. Taking a moment, and maybe here we'll start to visualize what our run is going to look like today. What is it going to feel like? Let's bring the right hand to the belly and start to feel the rise and fall of our deep inhale and deep exhale. Nice. All right, releasing the hand. And when you're ready, let's bring the knees up to the chest and take a couple circles to the right and to the left. Little mini massage on the lower back. And now let's extend the left leg out and then bring the right knee in and take some hip circles to the right and to the left here, bringing some lubrication into the hip joints. All right. Now we're going to extend the right leg up to the sky, flexing those toes towards your forehead and then pointing them up towards the sky, waking up that hamstring, but also waking up the Achilles there. And now let's take a couple circles to the right of the ankle. Take our time on this slow rotation around, just making sure we're getting into those nooks and crannies. You know, your feet and your ankles work very hard when we're running. So let's take some time to just get them ready for today's run. Nice. Let's take the other side. Left knee comes in, hip circles to the right and to the left. All right. Let's extend. Left leg now up to the sky. Toes towards the forehead and then toes pointing to the sky. All right. Now let's remember to breathe here as we're moving through our pre-run session. Breathing is so important, bringing oxygen into the body, getting you ready for today. Rotating the ankles around slowly to the right and to the left. Great. Now let's come to our hands and knees. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're going to take cat-cow. So on the inhale, collarbones wide, tailbone lifts. On the exhale, your navel draws in towards the spine. Every vertebrae rounds in the sequence like a wave. Nice. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, cat spine. This is a more than a back stretch, actually. Awesome. All right, now we're going to extend the right foot back, rock on the toe mound of that back foot as we prepare for a balancing table. So let the right foot come up off the mat and let your left arm extend out in front. Extending the left arm on the exhale, knee to elbow. Nice. Inhale, extend the limbs. On the exhale, we're rounding the spine and bringing the knee and elbow together. All right, we're going to go ahead and do the other side. Rock on the toe mound of the left foot this time, preparing for the balancing table. Left leg comes up off the earth, right arm extends way out. On the inhale, we extend. On the exhale, knee to elbow. Knee to elbow again. Inhale, extend, exhale, knee to elbow. Awesome. Waking up the core here a little bit. Let's come now to a child's pose. Arms extended out long. Let the head rest on the mat. And let's really think about that deep breathing. All right. We're going to go ahead and come to our downward facing dog, pressing all 10 knuckles into the mat. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Your hips are high. No tension in the head and neck area. Pedal the toes out, pedal the legs out. Nice. Bend the knees, and then on the exhale, straighten. Breathing deep in our downward facing dog. All right. From here on the inhale, three-legged dog, right leg goes up to the sky. On the exhale, bring the right foot forward, and we're going to come into a lunge pose. So we're on the ball of the back left foot. We're bending our front knee, arms up to the sky. And for this pose, you can keep your left leg straight, or you can bring the left knee down. I love to bring the left knee down, actually. Arms extended up, nice and straight. We're breathing. Nice. Let's take a twist here. So bring the left arm forward, right arm back. And as you twist from the torso. Still breathing here. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up to the sky, reach from the waist. On the exhale, both hands come inside the right foot, and we'll come into our lizard pose. Another way here to start opening up the hips. Breathe in here, and the right arm is right inside the right knee. Great. Breathing. All right. From here, let's press your hips back and come into a half split. This is a great hamstring stretch. Again, bringing a stretch into the Achilles as well. Think about length more than your head touching your toes as we breathe here into our half split. Awesome. All right, from here, let's step back. Come back into our downward facing dog again. Breathing nice and deep. Pressing the hips up to the sky. Inhale, left leg goes up to the sky. On the exhale, left foot comes forward. We'll come into our high lunge here. Again, the option to bring that back knee down to the mat. Actually, I prefer that. But you can also keep it straight, keep it up off the mat. Let's come into our twist. This time the right arm goes forward, left arm goes back. It's a little more challenging balance-wise if your knee is off the mat. All right. From here on the inhale, reach up to the sky. And exhale. Both hands come inside the left foot, and we'll come into our lizard pose. This one, let's bring the knee down and come into our really deep hip stretch into our lizard pose. Let that front hip sink toward the mat on every exhale. All right. Pushing the hips back, coming to our half split. Flexing the front foot. Now you're talking to the hamstring. All right? And it's talking back to you. Hello. All right. Putting in those miles puts a lot of stress on those hamstrings, so it's great to give them some love before you get started. All right, we'll step back into our plank pose, nice and strong. Come forward to our chaturanga, all the way down to the mat. Release the toes. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, chin to the mat. Inhale, Cobra, lifting from the upper back. Exhale to the mat. Inhale, one more time. Collarbones open, chest open. Exhale, come back down to the mat, and we're into our downward facing dog. Let's come to our backs, get ready for bridge pose. Both knees bent, our feet firmly into the mat, all four corners of the feet planted into the mat. On the inhale, press into the heels, let the hips come up to the sky, and exhale back down to the mat. Nice. All right. Let's really feel the posterior chain fire, the feet, the calves, the hamstrings, the glutes. Exhale, release. Nice. Inhale, hips up, exhale, down to the mat. All right, let's come into our happy baby. So this time we're going to bring the hands to the outside edges of the feet. Stack the ankles over the knees. Shins are vertical. Now pull the knees towards the floor by pressing the feet up into your hands. And you let the lower back just soften into the mat. We're breathing here. Inhale. And exhaling into the space, into the hips. All right, this should feel great. All right, release. Let's come to our bellies now. And let your forehead rest on your left forearm. Bend your right leg. And go ahead and grab that right foot with your right hand, and we'll come into a deep quad stretch here. We're breathing nice and deep, and on the exhale, press your hips into the mat, really feeling a stretch along the quad, but also in the hip flexor. Awesome. Breathe again, inhale. And on the exhale, maybe we come in a little bit deeper into the stretch. Awesome. I'm going to set up for the other side. Forehead comes to the right forearm. Bend your left leg. Left hand goes back to reach the left foot. And we're breathing deep into that left quad and left hip flexor. Inhale. Exhale, pressing your hips, your pelvis into the mat, feeling that stretch a little bit deeper. Awesome. Okay, let's come to our backs. Arms open to a T. We'll take our lumbar spine twist. Let the knees fall to the left, your gaze to the right. Shoulders on the mat. And we'll take some breaths here. All right, set up for the other side. The knees will fall to the right this time. Let the gaze come to the left. Shoulders on the mat. As we come to a close here, you're almost there. You're almost ready for your run today. I'm very proud of you. Let's bring the knees in, squeeze one last time. And we're going to release into our Savasana. Let the legs fall open. Let the feet drop out. Release everything. We started the class this way. Maybe notice how your body feels different. Maybe a little more energized, a little more oxygen and blood flow. You're ready. Awesome. I'm very proud of you for taking your time. Taking the time, putting the time in to get your body prepared and setting yourself up for success on today's run, whether it's an interval run, a long run. All right, fantastic. Let's come to an easy seat, sitting up nice and tall, shoulders back. Awesome. You are ready. Certified, ready to go. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to prayer. Thank you for joining me. I'm excited for you. Keep me posted. Let me know how your run goes today, all right? In the meantime, I wish you peace. We'll see you next time.